Hey! Welcome back. Another day, another vlog. Hope you're all well, peeps. Sunday evening here in a little old Oz. Bring that down a little bit for you. Hope you're all well. Had a good Sunday. You guys in the States behind, be Saturday night there. Hope you're either getting home or got home and got home safe and recovered. Probably woken up, had a bit of brekkie, and looking to recover a little bit, so that'll be fine. You'll be fine by this afternoon. You'll be able to have a couple of beers to Savo and chillax a little bit. So yes, the weekend's done and dusted. Another one gone and over. It's good. Good for me. That means week one's just about over and roll into week two. Pretty quiet day on the news front. Not a real lot. It's pretty quiet and sort of mellowish day all around. Not as hot as it has been, so it was a little bit better. So that was good. Yeah, not a super big bunch of info out there. Not a real lot. The sales, those eBay sales were still punching from yesterday. Good news is on that front for the Black Friday or for the Cyber Weekend or whatever you want to call it. It has picked up tonight. eBay has sold out yet again of the Beats by Dre Power Beats Pros. They're gone again. I don't know if they're coming back, but no, I don't think they are coming back. But tomorrow at 10 a.m. they're dropping Sony PlayStation 4 500 gigabytes for 199 bucks. That's a pretty good deal. I think they're like 600 bucks brand new or something. So if you buy them in a shop. Parents, if you've got some teenage kids, need a gaming console, probably not a bad time to think about jumping online and buying one. 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 p.m. they would be dropping those PlayStations. They will go, add on to that, it's got Fortnite Neo Versa console bundle. I'm assuming that's going to have the game Fortnite attached to it, so that's even better for the teenagers. For the kids out there, a good little deal, 199 bucks for that. That's pretty darn snazzy, I would say. So if you haven't got if they've been wanting a PlayStation, the kids, now's the time to definitely shoot out and or get online. Those fingers do the walking, and get that on for them. That would be a deal. What else have they got new? They've got some new hair dryer. Don't know. Power washer. A Google Home Mini, 19 bucks. 2 o'clock tomorrow. That's pretty darn good. That's pretty good. 20 bucks for a Google Home. That'll change your music and stuff like that, and answer questions, give you someone to talk to in the kitchen when you're on that third bottle of red wine and you need a friend. There's hair dryers and curling irons for 100 bucks, a little pack. Oh, fun stuff. Nerf Elite 2-time strong arm blasters, 9 bucks. Some more good toys there for those teenage kids. Oh, Adidas slides. All my Greek mates in Darwin, they'd be keen on that. 20 bucks for Adelaide Adidas slides. They used to be huge when I was a kid, 30 years ago. Hair straightener, 20 bucks. Some cider. They were selling that the other day, and they still got some stuff left over from the other day. Some Asics men's Dynaflights, 80 bucks. If you need a pair of dodgy shoes. Some and all the stuff left over. So a few new things on there, which is good. That's good. It was looking pretty sad there. I think they definitely needed to put some more in yesterday to keep the sales sort of rolling. The first day was good and they were selling out, and then once they all sort of stagnated, they just stopped putting stuff in. It was I'd say to eBay, I'd probably think they need to put in like one on every hour, just release one every hour, and that gives everyone a chance to sort of, and they can see how it goes, and then just do that for the 72 hours. So get 72 items, 72 hours. There's your weekend covered. It's not my dad's truck, but that's what I'd do it. I think that'd probably be better than just go and bang at once and 20 things and then let them sit for 24 hours. It didn't really work as well as I thought it could have. And that's about it. There's not much too else there. So a couple of little things there for you that obviously those PlayStation 4s will be really good. Nerf guns and that little Google Home Mini for 20 bucks. Good little couple of little stocking stuffers there, I guess. that Nerf gun would be a good stocking stucker. I think me and my brother would like that. We'd get around the house and shoot each other for at least an hour or two with a couple of beers in hand. But yeah, so that's the sort of eBay sales update for the weekend. So there's still some bargains on there. I think a few of them all finished. Most of them all finished. 20% off and stuff finished on the 2nd. So if there has been stuff you've been eyeing off, make sure you sort of get ready to lock and load it in tomorrow. It's going to be your last day to sort of get that. So yeah, be aware. Don't, if you have got something in your basket, don't forget it's there. If you've got it, smash it out. And if you haven't been doing it, please, if you have Virgin Velocity Fire, make sure you're going through the e-store into eBay so you get the points for it. You get a point for every dollar. Take them while you can get it. If you're going to spend a few $100, there's a few hundred points. They all add up after a while. Trust me, that I've flown to America a few times and all on Velocity points by just being proactive. So yeah, definitely, if you haven't seen, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've got a video in my travel section on how to maximize your Velocity points. Go check that out. Anyway, what else? Okay, we're going to talk about, I've got two other things here. I thought, we're in December now. It's December the 1st, the end of another year. Talk about YouTube in the last 12 months. Who's been the king of the castle? And well, we'll start at the top 10. There was a bit of a thing on there in the top 10 YouTubers, and it's not all about money. It's a little bit of power rankings and stuff in there. And I think there's probably only one guy I don't really know that well, but I probably would agree with this list. It's pretty good, and so that's why I thought I'd chuck it in. So just going to go top 10, do a quick little brief one on each one, and we'll go from there. So number 10, coming in number 10, KSI. He's a guy that just beat up Paul Logan in that boxing match in the States, the rematch. They're both YouTubers. I don't know if they just don't like each other or it's just all a media thing. They've done really well out of it. I think he made about $11 million out of that first fight and probably something similar for that second one that's just happened. He won both fights. So that was pretty cool. He's started off as a FIFA on the old PlayStation and then FIFA on streaming it. And now he's got like 20 odd million subscribers. He pulls in about $1.2 million a year. Not bad, is it? Not bad at all. Now this is just ad revenue, so it's got nothing to do with the other stuff. And all these guys are going to have just monstrous merchandise and then other stuff. We'll talk more about that as we get to the big boys. Number 9, Paul Logan. Was monstrous at one stage, dropped down, he had a few dramas. He sort of seems to have leveled out and a little bit safer now. He's got the world's biggest podcast show that he does out of his house, which is pretty interesting. They have three blokes on it. I think it's a daily show. You can go check that out. I've looked at a couple of them. Some were alright, but I actually prefer Joe Rogan. I think that's probably more my age than the fact that it's not it's a really well done podcast, and he does a good job. Him and his guys that work on it. So, like, if you are a big fan of him, definitely check out his podcast. It's pretty darn cool. And he pulls in about 1.8 million just out of ad revenue, and then obviously he's got a massive merchandising and all the rest. His merch is probably the biggest out of all the YouTubers, or maybe not the biggest, but probably second biggest on merch value on what he pulls out of there. It's pretty darn huge. Surprising one this year, Jake Paul, his brother. His brother's slipped in and taken over from him. And it's mainly probably because of his music stuff that he's done. He's made a heap of music when he was bouncing up. He went up in 6 months, got 5 million subscribers, which is just insane. That's just from 0 to 5 million. That's pretty cool. Some other guys have done it faster now. I think there was a young girl that got to like 2 million in a month the other week, or I think in like October or September or something, which was just insane. So it all happens very fast now if you get the right thing. One day, maybe. Never. This might be the one. Smash that like. Hit that subscribe. yeah, so he's done really well out of music, and he's pulling in 3.4 million. So that's it's big, and this is US dollars. So this is 3.5 million. That's probably about 5 million Australian. So that's a good wicket. That's a good wicket. Just out of, again, merch, everything else on top. Now this next one, which I hadn't heard of until this year, and he's actually a really funny dude. Jacksepticeye. He's an Irish gamer. Teamed up a heap with PewDiePie in his Minecraft Blitz when it took Minecraft back to top of the wazza, and he's got his accent's really cool, the Irish accent. I've always loved that, but he's just a really fun dude, and I think it's one of those things where him and PewDiePie really match each other and play off well against each other. So, and he's done really well out of it, you know. And I think the same for PewDiePie. Because they work well together, and when they're playing Minecraft and then they're just pissing around and having a laugh and having a bit of fun, it actually comes off really well, and it's actually really entertaining. So he's done really well. He's pulling in 8 million. Now he does a ton of charity work, so he pretty much gives most of that away. But yeah, 8 million, that's pretty amazing. That's awesome for a gamer, and I think his game's pretty much Minecraft. So there's a few Minecrafters on here, so it's pretty big business. Dan TDM. Now this is the only one I hadn't really heard of. He's a big time Minecrafter. I haven't seen him. I'm probably going to check him out and just suss it out and see what all the fuss is about. It's always good. It's you can learn a lot of things from the guys that have turned it into a profession. So it's always good to no one's perfect, and I'm far from good at this. So I'm happy to learn from the best, I guess. Again, yeah, a gamer. He's got a huge following in the Minecraft world. It's a monstrous game worldwide, so he's done really well. He's pulling in about 9 million roughly, just out of advertising, so that's going to be cool. And the game is the ones that I think are going to be interesting when it comes to January with this that COPPA child protection rubbish. It's going to be interesting because all gaming is aimed at children. So how do the big boys, and this list is probably half, 50% of the top 10 YouTubers are gaming related or have a lot of gaming related content. So how is that going to be dealt with by YouTube? Are these guys going to, all these monetary, is this all going to change next year because all these guys are going to lose 80% of their money? I think this is the ones that it's going to really be very polarizing with the new rules and procedures that don't apparently matter on free-to-air television that any kid can watch anywhere without any restrictions. Next up, this is a different. I'm not really sure what I've seen a few shows. I tried to watch him. I sort of did, but I just couldn't really get into him. He's massive following. David Dobrik. Seems like a really nice guy. He's an ex-blogger. I think he just started out blogging and doing bits and pieces. He lives in LA, and I think he become friends with a few famous people, and it sort of just rolled on. And now he's just sort of got in, and now he looks after all his friends, buys them all cars and stuff like that. He's pulling in 13.8 million a year, which is crazy money. Doesn't stream gaming, just makes video content and consistent, and yeah, just a happy go lucky dude who's he's done really well, and good on him. So like, he's probably the one that really isn't gaming or game related or in that sort of genre area. Is just sort of I guess the Casey Neistat sort of section, I guess, along those same lines. Casey was very much in that aspect where he wasn't gaming on that, but he just made good movies and good content. It was all about just life in general and that, and I think that's probably the same with David. Number 4. This is actually a team, but they're a monstrous team. Dude Perfect. Again, these guys, I'm not sure how they're going to go. They've got a huge kids following. It's all gaming and tricks they do. You see all the dudes on Facebook and that throwing trick shots and throwing ping pong balls from 100 feet or basketballs from the top of the stadium and landing it and hitting net. Well, that's Dude Perfect. They've got their own Nickelodeon channel TV series, so that's purely based. They're like, these guys are. I think these guys will really get smashed with this Copra thing. Don't know how they're going to go. So they do all trick shots and all those records and bits and pieces like that. That's their thing. They're the big boys. Like, I think it's like 4 or 5 of them that do it. So it's a good team. So they're always mixing it up, and they've got like the main guy, one main guy, and then all his mates have come in and they all work. They've got a massive big warehouse, like 10,000 square foot warehouse. It's ridiculous. That's their office, and yeah, it's pretty. They do some awesome stuff. It's really, I have watched heaps of their stuff. They got 46 million followers, so just ridiculous size, way up there. So I think they will get hurt a bit, but they pull in 13.2 million in ad. Now it's a little bit lower than David, but again, as I said at the start, their pulling power is monstrous. They've got 2 Nickelodeon shows. They've got their own toy range. I've seen Dude Perfect stuff for sale on eBay and Amazon and stuff like that. They've got their own fishing rods, kids fishing rod range. So they're definitely good. So I don't think they'll have to worry. I think the ad revenue for them that'll be a big loss. 13.2 million to lose is ridiculous, but I don't think it'll kill them as much because they'll be able to get it back in sponsorship and all that, and it'll just be all advertising and just pumped full of advertising. So that will be the bad part about it, I think. Next one, you will all know this guy, number 3, Ninja. He's not the biggest sort of, doesn't stream live on YouTube, but he dumps all his replays and everything on there. He's got a huge following on there. He's got 26-7 million followers on YouTube. He's the king of gaming on the planet. His last deal with Microsoft was $100 million cash just to swap platforms. He's got more deals going on the background you can poke a stick at. He's your Tiger Woods of electronic gaming sports, or of gaming, pretty much. He's the Tiger Woods of this generation, pretty much. He is a freak. I've watched him. He's really fun to watch. He's an awesome game player. How he does what he does, he's a freak, so he earns every cent, so good on him. And he's the most famous, I guess, computer nerd, you could say, or gamer on the planet. He's the only one that's ever been on Sports Illustrated, or the first one, so very cool. Number 2, you've probably heard of this guy too, Mr. Beast. He's just a machine. He does guys doing 24-hour challenges to win a car, all that sort of stuff. Gives away money, car yards with free cars, banks with free cash, shops with free stuff. Regularly hits 16 to 20 million on views. He's got, I think, 40 million subscribers or something ridiculous as well. Always enjoyable. It's always like, if you've got 5 minutes, 10 minutes to watch one, you can sit there and watch it, and you'll watch it all the way to the end because they do really good production values. It's fun. It's not stress. It's always entertainment. It's something. There's always a bit of a laugh. So he does a fantastic job. He's probably the one that's shot up this year and gone well. And then number 1. There's only one that could be number 1. The first single guy or one person to hit 100 million subscribers. The king of YouTube, the king of the internet, Mr. PewDiePie. What a legend. Mate, I rode that wave, I'd be honest with you, with the Minecraft wave, and I said with him and Jacksepticeye, they did the offshoots, and I watched him hit that 100 million, and he does fantastic work. He's fun, he's entertaining, he's up to date. How he's going to go now, I guess, with the Minecraft and stuff with the kids and how that works. Sometimes he's controversial, but not to the point where it's bad. He's just generally got a fantastic charisma. So, and he's the guy. He's done it. Good on him. First guy to 100 million. That's just insanity. Trying to even think about having 100 million subscribers. what his work week's like to try and keep putting that content out. The pressure would be just pretty insane. He pulls in. Mr. Beast. I didn't tell you that. My bad. 17 million from Mr. Beast for advertising too. PewDiePie, he's pulling in just advertising, and you know it's going to be way through that. He gets 28 million roughly a year from advertising, and I'd say it's probably going to be total everything with his merch and everything is at least 50 to 60 to 70 million a year. I'd say now in the last 12 months it would have definitely skyrocketed. He's a machine, and yeah, if you want to know what I guess YouTube and the web's all about and what your kids are into, the easiest way to understand the younger generation, I guess, is just to watch PewDiePie, because you watch a week of that and it'll give you a firm grasp on modern culture. Definitely, I've learned a heap about what's happening and what's hip and in and that. And I'm probably not that, but I'm just an old bloke. You get that. And that's about it. So that was the top 10. I thought it was pretty interesting, and I agree with pretty much most of it. There's only one or two I don't really like. David Dobrik and Dan TM, I don't really watch too much. I've watched Paul Logan and Jake Paul. I'm not a big fan, so I haven't watched much KSI. But yeah, the rest of the guys, Do Perfect, Ninja, Beast, Mr. Beast I watch regularly, PewDiePie regularly, Ninja, I often will sit down and watch a game just to see how fast they're doing their fingers, and just watching what they're doing is just crazy in that Fortnite stuff. But yeah, very cool. Now the last thing, there was a 7:30 report on ABC, one of the videos, Australia's world record debt. It was a little bit disturbing. I do feel that pain daily. I've got to go through that. I'm paying off houses and investment house, and it's just real struggle for everyone. I'm probably very lucky. I've got a good job, so it's always a bit tough. It's not getting any easier. I feel for Jack when he grows up. How the hell is he going to afford a friggin' house when the average house price is $500-600 grand now, and the wage is still, average wage is 70 grand, I reckon, but that's only in Sydney and Melbourne. It ain't anywhere else. You're probably 40-50 grand in your other capital cities in Australia, so that's 10 times your wage. They're saying the current debt is on average 200% of Australians' annual income. We've got the most debt on the planet per capita. It's pretty scary, and it's all through investing in houses and just keep pumping money into houses, and then just went up and up and up and up, and the wages haven't really gone up, and it's sort of a very fine balance there at the moment. So yeah, it's a little bit scary. It's always something, I guess, as a mortgage owner we have to think about and worry about. But yeah, it's actually a good little watch, and it's probably worth jumping on there. So just check out the ABC 7:30 report, I think it is, and you'll see it. Australia's world record debt, I think, was the heading. It was a pretty cool video. And that's about it. I said I didn't have much, but I just keep rattling on. Don't mind a yatta. I don't get to talk to much people every day, except everyone on the radio, and they talk back. It's very easy to just chat to a filter, a lens, nice piece of glass there. How you doing? You're doing real well. Looking good. You done some of your hair? This side looks good. Skin looks good too. Fantastic. That's that summer glow. Anyway, that's it. Another day, another vlog over and done with again. Sunday, we're hitting another week. Get some sleep. It's back to work tomorrow. The whip will be on. It's December. It's party season. Christmas functions. Don't forget your presents if you can afford them. If not, just tell everyone you love them, because that's the best present in the lot. I hope. Because I'm going to be telling a few people that. Wherever you're coming or going, have yourself a good sleep, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Ciao.